It's reflections.
Yeah, I'll keep going. Queens and Kings, an episode always happen. The donations must be getting low. Eliana puts on the front when donations are getting low. Nature Boy comes up here, puts on a show. People feel sorry for him. They donate to him. And then she pops back up in a few hours.
My bitch is alright without a fish. I like my fish. I like my fish without a fish. Yeah, I'm saying they got the teeth. She all learns you. Right?
It's reflections.
I like my jaw. I need my jaw. I know, right? I like chewing with my jaw.
The way that I'm expressing myself, I have a lot of poems in my head. I'm gonna just write it all down. Yeah, just a little bit, not a lot. Not a lot. It is windy. It's just that, like, it's precious. I'm gonna go in there. Huh? What is she getting? Oh, I thought that was a piece of tissue.
Although some people do understand when I know that.
Tammy said, don't blame it on your astrology. No, that shit is accurate.
Yeah.
That shit is accurate.
That should tell you exactly who the hell you are. You want to know, you better read it so that you can be prepared when some shit pop up to fight your
Jesus, what the fuck just happened? Alright, come on. You know what it is? It's just that, like, you know, astrology is real. That shit is really real. When you really study your chart, you really get an understanding of your limitations, your strengths, your weaknesses, all of the things that you hide from yourself, everything. That's why we tell you to study your astrology. And this is the toxic energy that I have at times. And yes, it's stressful that, you know, that energy that I carry at times. Though, what's deeper than that is the message that you get from it. Like, what you learn from me. What is it that you learn from me when I go through those things? You know what I'm saying? Everybody could say what they want. Everybody could want whatever they want. Everybody could think about me the way that they want. But no one's looking at it for what it really is. Everyone's...
That's true strength. Like, when you actually learn your abilities or you go through it, but then you actually get back up and then you're not scared to move forward. A lot of people get scared to even come back or do anything like that because they're like, oh,
They feel sorry if they feel like they fucked up too much or they went too far to turn around and do something good with their life. And you really, when I was like, when I do that and I be like, I'm leaving and I'm leaving, I pack my bag and I actually go out there, I start thinking about my circumstances. Like, what am I really going to experience? What am I really going to do with my life? And I start to think, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back to Babylon. I'm going to go back to my Babylon family. And, you know, I'm going to want to not live that life anyway. Eventually, I'm not going to want to live that life. I'm going to have to get a job. I'm going to have to fucking leave baby Eliana away, and I don't want to be away from her. So I'm going to have to leave her. I'm going to have to program her in a certain way so that she could be able to even thrive in that world, because there's no other world than Babylon other than CarbonNation, and no one's truly really out there on the frequency of CarbonNation. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no people like CarbonNation on this planet. You know what I'm saying? So I would really have to, like, dumb myself down to be in Babylon, and I didn't want to be there in the first place, and I don't want to be there now. It's just that sometimes when you know, you ever...
You hear her. She has to go to get a job. And our people keep donating to them.
Heard of a Pluto transformation? That's literally what I'm going through. It's called like a Pluto transformation. I have a lot of Pluto energy in my chart, which means that I have a lot of transforming to do, like transformations, things that I have to learn, like big lessons. What you're seeing me go through a death, like my ego is disintegrating certain parts of.
Yeah, like,
But
I
that's
feel good and people really starting to get to know me. Like, I'm not who they say I am, and then I'm getting beat up.
Yeah.
Hey, that was I'm never doing that again. I would never have the opportunity to do that. That was an opportunity. I never would have that ever again. That's fucking crazy. Punch you in your face.
My neck hurts still, right here. You bruised it. You hit me so hard, my neck's...
No, I didn't hit you that hard.
I need a neck.
You did.
I hit you that hard.
That wasn't hard? Yo, I don't...
It was, no, I heard it. It was like...
No, I got a lump right here still, bro. You want me to show you the...
No, he did it. So he was like...
You hit me with the Mayweather, nigga. You hit me with a goddamn Thurman.
Yeah. She was like...
Shit, you want a Thurman up.
I didn't see that. I want to see that.
You want to see that?
Oh, yeah. Because I've never seen myself.
This lady on YouTube like, good, Kelly, I'm glad you fucking... That's how her voice is. I'm glad you hit that nigga. Now go back to your daddy. I was like, yo, this lady sound... She was like, yeah, Ellie, I'm glad you hit that nigga.
I never seen myself.
I was like, why is she so like, ew? Like, why are you doing... You shouldn't be on camera. No. People that not supposed to be on camera start popping up like, yeah, so...
People that are not supposed to be
I
on
don't
camera.
usually do
This
this.
is not in your
But I'm
program.
about to talk about CarbonNation. I'm like...
That's Latanya Jones. She should not be on camera. Because she like to lie and lock people up. That's why her sister don't mess with her. Putting lies on her boyfriend.
Yo, you... I felt sorry for that lady. I was like, yo, who is this?
Babe, no, for real, I punched you hard. I did not punch you.
Word, you punched and you hit my back. Let me show you my back.
He ate that punch. You ate that punch.
You see the teeth marks, everything, yo. It's like
See
a
it?
whole...
Put it on camera. Nah, put it on camera.
I don't want...
Nah, show the people.
Show the people.
Show the
Come on now.
people. You see it?
A little bit.
I got the spot sharp, nigga.
Oh, there it goes.
He said, wait, you said, wait, I remember that moment.
You tired?
You got big good for you.
You gotta take a bath? You don't want to take a bath? Stand up, baby. New York for life. That's my roots right there. New York, baby. What's your roots, babe?
Los Angeles, Cali. From the east side, I'm from the west side.
It's in the water.
What's your roots? You know what's my roots? St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. St. Kitts, Carib tribe, Taino tribe, Amotare. That's my roots.
No.
Bless up to all my Jamaicans, St. Thomians, Crucians, Barbadians, Trinidadians, St. Lucians, Arubians, bless up to St. John's, bless up to Tatola, bless up to St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, St. Barb's. I said Trinidad. I said Aruba, Tatola, Trinidad, St. Kitts, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, Grenada. I already know I said Jamaica. Cuba, me Cubans. Bless up to all my island people. They talking about where their roots from. Our roots is either Carib or Taino. You're Jamaican, your roots is Taino, Cuban, Taino, Puerto Rico, St. Thomas, St. John's, St. Croix, Taino, Carib. That's our roots. Bless up to all my island people then.
Give some TT. Give some TT. She wants some TT?
Yeah, this weekend.
There you go. That's what you wanted. Grab that thing. Yo, shut up. Leave my beard alone. Shut the fuck up. Leave me alone, man. Oh, not around the baby. Come on in the bathroom and get saved. Get the baby. Come on. Right. Nah, it's the smoke. It's too much smoke. Get away from the smoke. Exorcist.
Yeah, bro, come
on, no. Come get some mud.
That's it.
That's smoke.
Voodoo.
Yeah, under your arms, everything. Get it.
Come on, man.
Where's I need a safe cigarette?
Come on, get him one to smoke. Let us smoke one.
Yeah, put Macajumbi on you.
Come on, here.
I ain't your friend.
Yeah, in between the legs. Get in between, yeah. There you go. I can't stand people acting like they fake mad and shit.
Get between. Who does that? I burn smoke and tell him put it between their legs. The devil's son. Nature boy. The boy don't even know what he's doing. What Nature Boy is doing is mixing Santeria. I've seen in a comment, he's not Latino, how he could talk about Santeria. I have Latino in me. What do you think the Taino tribe is? Taino, the essence, the roots, is Latino. If you don't know what you're talking about, why are you going to even speak? That's another thing I dislike about social media. Why is he talking about Santeria? Because I'm from St. Thomas. Because my roots is Taino. My roots is Carib. That's why I could talk about Santeria.
I ain't mad as shit. Wait till the sage pose. Be positive. Now we positive. That's a positive criticism. If you thought that was negative, something wrong with you. That's positive criticism. That nigga said, I gotta find my whys. There you go, my G. That's what you focused on, right? That's what we should focus. Everybody need to find what they need. And nigga, if we doing something you don't like, nigga, don't do it. Learn from my mistakes, nigga. Fuck. Yeah. I didn't say that. He lost his best ones, Pocahontas, Maisha. Nah, Yaya. Oh, no. What? Why y'all keep saying Yaya? Like, y'all like Yaya? Nah, Yaya, no. No. My back!
Some people, some are queens and kings. Sometimes they get me upset because they just want to talk to just be talking. Or they hate themselves so much. Why I could talk about Santeria. We're not going to talk about Makajumbi. We're not talking about voodoo. Let's talk about Santeria. Why I could talk about it. It's because my roots is Latino. Taino tribe. When I talk about the Carib, let's talk about Taino. Do your research before you come talk to me. I'm always willing to listen and learn. But there's some things about the island culture I'm not going to argue with. I'm just going to show you. Taino is part of my roots. If you're Jamaican, St. Tomian, Crojan from St. Croix, St. John's, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, South America, Jamaica. You have Taino tribe in you. You have Latino in you. That's why if that King, shouts to King Dice. King Dice is a Jamaican. I know Dice know about his roots. If Dice want to, he could talk about the Taino tribe. If Dice want to, he could do his research on Santeria. Queen Ivy, bless up to Queen Ivy. Queen Ivy, thank you. Thank you. Queen Tina, thank you. Fairy Soul, thank you. If Queen Poison Ivy and Queen Tina and Queen Supreme, if they want to talk about their Latino, they automatically can talk about the Taino tribe. Because they have Latino in them. If you're from St. John's, St. Croix, St. Thomas, Jamaica, Cuba, Dominican Republic, South America, you can talk about Santeria and you can talk about the Taino tribe because that's your roots. That's your culture. So Queen, I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm not trying to come at you any way. But it seemed like you had hate in you. I love my culture. You love your culture. I'm proud of my culture. I can talk about Santeria because that's my culture. I'm Taino. Crowns up, amotare, 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 amotare. That means king and queen's love. If you know about your roots, if you know about your culture, it doesn't matter of the color of your skin. If you're from Jamaica, St. Croix, St. John's, Puerto Rico, Dominica, Cuba, that's it, Jamaica, South America, don't matter what your skin color is, you're Taino. And Cara, mostly Taino. That means if you want to talk about Santeria, you can. Bless up to all my island people then. You don't know.
I thought this nigga was recording. He was like, nah, chief, I'm not recording. He was wiping off the phone. I'm like, nigga, you recording this shit? This shit was funny, yo. I didn't know. She started throwing hands on niggas. Grab the baby, bro. Boop, boop. Never mind. She hit that nigga with a 5-piece and a biscuit and ran. I like, nigga, you ain't got the baby. She put the baby in the ear and hit him with a 5-piece. Pop, pop, pop. They caught the baby. Caught the baby and ran off like she was Jerry Rice. I'm like, motherfucker. She took off like Jerry Rice with the baby like it was a football. That shit crazy. I was like, no. I was like, yo, she was out. The grip she had on that baby. Right where? She had a grip on that baby. She was like, ooh. She was out like a fucking orange teller, nigga. She was gone. You just like control. She was quick. She was like, gone. All you see was a smoke cloud. Right. Yeah. This is what you gotta eat. This is it right here. Oh, hell yeah. That's what it is. It's all vegan, baby. All vegan. I'm back home, baby. You know. Already know what it is. You know, got the spinach right there. The sour cream. You know what I'm saying? How dare you? That's how we eat up in here. Look at the sour cream, though. Look at the sour cream. B6 diet, man. You should try it, man. Try that. Know what I'm saying? Hey. Yeah, no. About the internet not going out on the... Oh, the whole mountain. Shout out to the kitchen.
And I apologize, Queens and Kings, that I was yelling. I don't know if you can hear me, because sometimes when I listen back to it and I talk low, like I am now, I don't hear myself. I want to make sure you Queens and Kings can hear it. So I apologize, Queens and Kings. I wasn't trying to yell to make a point. I just want to make sure you Queens and Kings, Kings and Queens can hear me. Nature Boy, y'all eat one time a day and eat nuts throughout the day. You're bigger than everyone else. Everyone else, they cut up, but they cut up skinny. Like super skinny. So they cut up skinny. It's not like they got weight on them and they cut up. Their bones cut up. That's the only way I can explain it, Queens and Kings.
They're like, you know, right, now what about this? Now what my plate, girl? Alright, I already know what it is. Way back, mama. I'm getting my weight back because I lost a lot of weight in that jail cell. Shit. Kind of gained all my weight back, you heard? Already know what it is. I gotta eat this real quick. I'll be right back. Thanks.
He's a pawn sacrificer.
Pawn sacrificer. Just know. Hey. Fuck. No, lights went out. Hey, but we still live. Still live? They said something about the internet not going out on the... Oh, the whole mountain shit went out. Everybody stay together. That dog might be around the corner.
With them eyes. Nigga named Sherm.
Here you go.
That nigga Sherm. That nigga named Sherm.
Nigga named Sherm. Sherm might be out here, y'all.
That nigga Sherm, stop playing, man.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's Wi-Fi's still on. They said that. They said they would never...
He said the Wi-Fi.
They said that.
What?
They would never...
The Wi-Fi.
What they said was true.
The
Wi-Fi still on. Is that Wi-Fi thing on right there? Is the live still on? Yeah, the live's still up.
Good.
Is the Wi-Fi thing on? We still got comments. Wi-Fi up. No, we still got comments. We straight. People are responding right now. Yeah. People like it's dark. Yeah, people talking. Yeah, man, we in the tropics. Already know. What he said? Yeah. It said that the Wi-Fi was working with the person though. Yeah. Oh shit. Niggas still playing. Welcome to the tropics, baby. Already know what it is. Motherfucking lights just went out. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all in Babylon. Lights go out on the regular over here. Yeah, I hear it.
Real light. Appreciate you for holding that light. Oh, she holding it.
Already know what it is. That's a perfect song. We lit. We lit. We lit. We lit. Yeah, it's you gonna see that's a regular thing. You go to Ghana, nigga, shit just go out. Like, oh shit, wow. Electricity is not very stable. Yeah. Oh yeah, I heard about New York.
Stop it, Nature Boy. Stop it. Tell people that's never been to the islands. You're talking to a real island people know what I'm talking about. Tell them people that's never been to the islands. Queens and Kings. Okay? It even happens up here. This is basic. This ain't nothing new. I ain't LaTanya Jones. This is basic. Power goes out sometimes because they don't have the wires that we have up here in America. Them wires down there get too hot, power cuts out. That's why. In the islands, you go through that. Thunderstorm. Lick out something. Power shut down. It gets too hot, power goes out. Sometimes it happens in America because of the humidity. But in the islands and where Nature Boy is at, power goes out more often because it's hot. They don't have the wires that we have up here in America. That's basic. I ain't saying nothing new. We all, I like to listen and learn. Learn and teach. That's what it is. That's our people.
Having that blackout. New York don't know how to exist without no lights. Everybody around here like, oh, time to go to sleep. Everybody like, oh, time to go to sleep. Right. Hey. Oh, you know what it is. Everybody in the dark. Yeah, we come from the darkness. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, new. Right. So you probably that's cool how we still alive though. Right. So they get to experience it. Exactly. Like nah, we don't use that shit in the mountain. We up in the mountain, man. Nah. Wait till Babylon provides. Or somebody do something. I can't believe you would be out for the rest of the night. Sometimes it be out for like 2-3 days. That's why we got power generators. Right. Solar panels. We got solar panel generators. Better get you one. Get you a solar panel. Everything you need. I don't know. Get the fuck out. Where's Eliana? They love Eliana. Y'all like to feed off that energy. Y'all know. Whatever is the negative, they like negativity. Like, where's the negative? Can we get some negative, please? Can we get some negativity, please? Where's Eliana? That's it. They're looking for that drama. That's it. Niggas need to feed off something. They can't feed off positive vibes. Niggas gotta feed off negative vibes. I miss the baby. No, you don't. You wouldn't have to miss a baby if you was here. These niggas are crazy. How many batteries is on the generator? Shut your silly ass. Look how you sound. How many batteries is on the generator? Dumb as hell. What the fuck? Niggas say I'm dumb as fuck. Right. Batteries is on the generator. These niggas not knowing. You here for the message? Vibe with us, man. You got me speechless. Speechless. You're right. You got to do it. Yeah. That's what I thought you were going to do. I was at the bishop. Bishop was the best. That's what he said. Yeah, that's why I took it. He said. Oh, damn. King Kong beetle, bro. This is a mighty beetle. It's a picture of him. You see that guy down here? Is that the same one you picked up before? Oh, hell no, bro. That's a cicada. It's a cicada. Bro. That's that shit. That shit's crazy, man. Yeah. That's a cicada, nigga. Yeah. Don't kill it, bro. That's it. I'm gonna get some. Oh, hell no. Oh, no, no. That shit crazy.
They're taking him out to the front corner of the court. What you doing?
That shit crazy. Jungle life. Jungle life, that's right.
That nigga look like a chess piece.
That shit crazy.
Like a fucking rook. Bro,
Hey man, that's what it's like being in the jungle, you know what I'm saying? Yo! Bro, what you doing, bro? That shit crazy. That shit crazy, boy.
Accept me, nigga.
You hear my frequency?
I'm on the frequency, nigga. I'm on the frequency. He said I had up, bro. Bro. That nigga said,
That nigga said. That nigga said.
you gonna hear him outside the tent.
That nigga said, I'm joining the CarbonNation now.
That nigga from the Boondocks?
Oh, that take me. I'm back, nigga. Yo, did you get in there like? You thought you were My nigga got in there like he was a fun player. That shit funny, bro. It is nature.
Again? When you after you let it go?
Yeah, it flew back over here. A couple times. Life.
It's not like huge ass bug by nature.
Real shit. Bug the Christ.
Y'all better put your husband's plate. Come on, they ain't playing.
Real shit.
That nigga had that nigga by his wings. He like, nigga butt was like, he was making the noise from his ass like, imagine if you could make a noise from your dick. You like, what if you could make a noise from your dick? That would be crazy. I'm ready. Well, I can't make sounds from your vagina, but you won't know it queefing, but
That shit is funny, bro. Yo. It's a bug's life. It is a bug's life. In fact, what the hell was that? Shit came up on me. I'm the one holding the light. Oh shit.
we see you last time. You be good. Alright.
He's out. I'm the one that comes with the light.
Go straight to the light, that's what.
I'm holding up a truth head. Yo, someone said a fucking emoji of a fucking cicada. It's a big ass bug emoji, bro. That shit crazy. This is a cicada emoji, bro. That shit funny.
Oh, wow.
I know.
That's creepy.
I did not know they had a fucking cicada emoji, bro. Oh, you see? Yeah, that's it. That's crazy, bro.
Bitch, I'm serious.
Bitch, I'm paying. Yo, y'all funny, bro.
Hilarious.
Hilarious.
Why you do that?
The bug's an agent. Someone says a bug's an agent. Hell nah, bro. Who's gonna win this game? Well, you're the only one in existence, so you have to win.
Okay, I'm on the way. Who's gonna beat that guy really quick? Damn.
Confidence. A man playing chess with confidence, you know what I'm saying? Like, he said those are embassy roaches sent to watch you. Yo, that shit crazy. Said they're embassy roaches. Who said that? Who the fuck said that? Oh, these niggas ain't playing, bro. They really on me right now. It's crazy. Alright, bro. Someone gotta hold this light because these niggas are after me. Ooh. Yup.
Say that nigga at the table, yeah.
These niggas are suicidal like. Oh, shit.
By the P5. Can't do it. Oh, there you go. It's a baby cicada.
Hey, someone hold this real quick. Hold this real quick. You're not gonna be hit by cicadas. Oh yeah, wait, look it up.
Oh fuck no, bro. These niggas.
Oh yeah, he got the game. Hey, I can't even see, bro. We're looking at the board, Bison. That's Bison. We gotta do one for the team. Hey, who's that? Oh, it's over.
Oh yeah. Nah, move. No, he moved for it. He's thinking it.
Break me.
No.
God, okay. Three niggas. That's from a team, nigga.
I know, right?
There's no way you're not gonna like.
That's what we get the light show over.
Oh hell no.
Lights.
In my mouth. Envelope.
See, Latalia, that's my mother. That's your fault because you let the numbers show up. You did it on your own. So what if I'm using whatever, mom? DC Recorder does the same. That's your fault. There's ways you can hide. That's my mother. Liar. My mother always checking upon me, queens and kings, kings and queens. Always.